One of the things about owning a golf course, I'm here at the Graves Golf Performance Center. I never thought I would care so much about this stuff, grass. This is a common Bermuda. You can see that it's different heights on the golf course. You see a little different color of grass over here. That's a Tahoma. We mow that at a different height around the greens. And of course you have the most important grass on the green. You gotta have good greens for your members. But having these different types of grasses, knowing what mow height you have to mow them at, how to maintain certain types of grasses. Never thought I would care this much about grass. But one of the things that's important when you have all these different surfaces is how high you mow it, how you mow it. And there's places on the golf course that make it almost impossible to get a mower into. You know, you have these big mowers, these big triplex mowers, you mow the fairways with those. You can see the fairways out here mowed very low because you want a fairway mowed at a good height. That's why we have this guy over here. This little guy will go places that no other mower will go. And my greenskeeper loves it because he can take it on the golf course, he can get it going out there, mow certain areas. Let's say there's a tee deck that he can't get the mower to, he'll put it around that mower and he'll go do his tough job with the other mowers and let this Mammoth do its job too. So we love this little thing. We can let this thing go for hours and mow the golf course. I'm here with Patrick, our superintendent, and we have a new addition to the team, the Mammotion LUBA 3. This is a common slope that you have at mow, and what you like about this is the amount of slope here. What do you think this angle is here?
I'm gonna say that's probably around a 35-degree angle.
Yeah, it's pretty good slope here, and it's hard to get mowers in here sometimes for you.
Absolutely, when it's wet especially.
When it's wet, yeah, so we let this thing kind of do its job here. What height do we have it mowed over here?
We have it set at 2 inches right now.
2 inches. How low can this thing go?
So it'll go down to 1 inch and it'll go all the way up to 2.8 inches.
2.8 inches.
Yep.
And what do you usually row? So you have the second cut around the green here, which is, what do you mow that at?
Yeah, so our collars, we mow that about 1/2 inch. Greens is about 1/10 of an inch, and then everything on the outside of that is about 2 inches.
Yeah, this is more of the rough. So, but you can get this mower to mow lower or higher, which is pretty cool about it. This one you have in this area mostly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you have it mowed, how long does it take to mow this? So this area here, let's call this, what is this, maybe 100 feet by 30 feet, maybe?
Right. So something like that, 2 inches, if this grass is pretty thick, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but you know, it'd probably take around 30 minutes to mow that area.
And you just let her go and
just let it go, yeah.
And go do other more important stuff.
Map it out. Once it's mapped out, you just bring the mower over and let it go.
Let's go take it, and you mapped an area over here by the by the clubhouse. Let's go map that area and look at it and show that. So Patrick, after it finishes mowing for you and it comes back and docks itself here, it pulls back by itself right into the docking station.
Yes, absolutely.
Look, it takes about 2.5 hours for a full charge if it runs that much, but it has about 3.5 hours of run time on the course. So you can let it go back to that area that we were at. It'll run that, then it'll come back and dock itself in the station.
Right.
And then you've also, once it leaves the station, you have it set up on certain maps here, which you've mapped out certain areas of the golf course. It will take off and then follow the program on the map. Let's take a look at some of the programs you set up on the map.
So yeah, as soon as this thing comes out of dock, what we're gonna do is it's gonna come over here to our first lawn where we want this first area to be mowed at. And we're going to manually drive this thing all the way around the perimeter of our lawn. And then once that perimeter is set, we just hit mow. And it'll start working itself, and it'll take 2 laps around the outside. We can set it to whatever height, whatever speed we want it to run, and then it'll just take off and do its work.
So right now it's going to the map. There we go.
Yes.
How long did it take you to program the map for this area right here? So it's adjusting to your program right now.
Yes, so it didn't take very long. It probably took me maybe 5 to 10 minutes to map out this entire little section right here. You know, with different yards, it's gonna take longer or shorter amount of time, depending on how big or small your yard is, or whatever you're trying to mow.
You can just basically let it go, and then if it starts running out of charge, it just comes back and it gets to a certain point where it comes back and just docks itself.
Yes, so right now it's setting the height of the mower where we want it at, which is 1 inch is what I set this on.
So you program that in as well?
I program that in, and then it takes off. And if it doesn't finish this area right here, by the time this battery gets low, it will return to the dock. It will pause where it's at, and once it's finished recharging, it will go back out and begin where it paused and finish that area.
Now, if something ran in front of it right now, it would go around it?
It would stop and then probably back up and then go around it that way, yes.
And how long for this area will it take to mow this area in here?
This shows that it's going to take 63 minutes.
It tells on there.
It tells you on here how long your duration of your work process is going to be. So yes, 63 minutes is what it says. Right now it's at 1% of the task area completed.
And it's amazing. You have to sharpen the blades. What's up with the blades?
So there's several razor blades that are the blades. There's dual sides. You can change them around and you can just replace them.
So is it a rotary?
No, it's just like a rotary, yes, but there's multiple ones on one blade itself.
Got it. So what do you think? Have about 5 or 6 of these out here?
Yeah, I mean, the more we have, the better.
Yeah.
As long as I can keep a job, that's what matters most.
Trust me, you'll have a job running these things.
Yes.